Friend, I have to ask you this. How many times have you thought, if I just find the right idea, my life will change? How many times have you seen a business idea, gotten excited, said, this is it, and then 6 months later, that idea was history? Most of us are stuck in the same cycle. We're searching for a brilliant idea, a viral product, a trendy niche, a perspective no one else has seen. And this very search is exactly what's preventing us from getting rich. But the numbers tell a very different story. 47% of millionaires built their wealth as business owners, and the vast majority of these businesses aren't tech startups or flashy brands. Laundromats, warehouses, vending machines, pest control companies, car washes, property management firms. In other words, exactly the kind of things you'd look at and say, is that it? And that is that it feeling is exactly what explains why these businesses are so powerful. No one is chasing after them. No one is eager to say, I'll do that too. While everyone else is chasing virality, these people quietly provide the same service every month, collect the same payment, and let economic growth do its thing. By the end of this video, you'll know the 6 boring business models that make millionaires, the 3 filters Stefan used to choose his first business, and exactly which month his monthly cash flow surpassed his 9-to-5 salary. And most importantly, you'll see why boring isn't frustrating. It's actually a strategy worth talking about. Let's meet Stefan. He's 32 years old and works as an operations coordinator at a logistics company. His take-home pay is $3,419 a month. He has $863 in his bank account. His most valuable asset is a small car that's paid off. In his own words, he's living a life that's not bad, but not getting him anywhere. But Stefan had tried. More than once, in fact. He'd set up a dropshipping store and made a total profit of $97. He jumped on the cryptocurrency bandwagon only to watch his $1,500 dwindle to $412. He launched his own clothing brand. 3 unsold boxes of hooded sweatshirts were still sitting in his hallway. The same cycle in every venture. High energy at the start, complicated processes, uncertain timelines, and most importantly, no steady cash flow into his account. That night, while scrolling through his phone on the late-night bus home, something caught his eye. He came across a summary of the book The Millionaire Next Door, and there he read, the vast majority of real millionaires are not influencers. They are repairmen, local service companies, the quiet owners of businesses people use time and again. The author described these as boring, ordinary jobs and spoke of accumulating significant wealth over 10 years rather than becoming a millionaire in 2. This really struck a chord with Stefan. Up until that point, he had been chasing after something clever, a unique niche, a perspective that could go viral, an opportunity no one else had noticed. Yet this book told him to simply be the boring owner of a necessary service and leave the rest to time. Stefan saw this not just as a quote, but as an experiment he would try in his own life. And for 12 months, he studied entrepreneurial communities, looked at listings for small businesses for sale, and saw the same business models repeated in the success stories of millionaires. Model 1, laundromats. At first, Stefan skipped over this category. Who even uses those anymore, he thought. Then he looked at the numbers. There are millions of people living in rental apartments, people without washing machines, and families who come to the laundromat for large bedding sets. Every week, people need clean clothes. They make small payments and come back without you having to chase them. This means the only thing you have to do is keep the business open. Stefan found a laundromat 15 minutes from his apartment, run by a tired owner in his 50s. It had steady income, but looked outdated. The price was $198,000. The net monthly income was $4,200. Stefan couldn't come up with that money out of thin air. He sold his car, opened a small line of credit, and raised a $27,000 down payment. The owner agreed to finance the remainder over 7 years. His take-home pay for the first month was $1,317. By the 6th month, he added a card payment system, raised prices slightly, introduced a family subscription package, and the monthly net income rose to $2,189. No boom, no algorithm, just machines running every month. Second model, vending machines. Stefan noticed that whenever he restocked the small snack vending machine at the entrance to the laundromat, the same items always ran out first, and he realized he had a loyal customer base. He bought his first professional vending machine from a retired business owner for $2,371. He then placed 3 more in a warehouse, an office lobby, and an auto repair shop. The vending machine business is incredibly labor intensive. You have to go out, restock the machines, and collect the change, but that's exactly why it works. By the 12th month, the 4 machines together were generating a net profit of $2,413 per month. Now, with both businesses combined, they were generating over $4,600 in revenue, exceeding his 9-to-5 salary. Model 3. Personal storage. People don't like parting with their belongings, my friend. Put a box in storage and say, I'll pick it up next month. That month never comes, but the rent keeps coming in. Stefan didn't buy a large facility. He partnered with a contractor who owned the land. Harry covered 31% of the construction costs from the cash flow and managed all operations. The contractor provided the land and construction expertise. By the end of the first year, 18 out of 24 units were occupied, and Stefan's share was $1,594 per month. Now, these 3 ordinary jobs combined were generating over $6,000 a month. And at that point, he realized something else. What matters isn't the type of business model, but the pattern behind it. 4th model, car wash. Not large chain car wash facilities, but simple local businesses. You make a one-time investment in equipment, water, soap, brushes, and a vacuum cleaner. The rest is handled by the volume of business. Stefan hadn't bought one yet, but the listings he was reviewing painted a clear picture. A simple 4-bay car wash was listed for $316,000 and generated approximately $73,000 in annual net profit. It's a simple service with few moving parts. When people's cars get dirty, they pay $10 to $15 without a second thought. 5th model, pest control and recurring services, lawn care, pool cleaning. The common thread here is this. The customer signs up once and you show up at their door every month. 82 homes, $59 per person per month, 1 technician, and a van. Monthly gross revenue, $4,838. Boring? Absolutely. But that's exactly why it's sustainable. Model 6, property management. Not skyscrapers, but acting as a bridge between landlords and tenants. Rent collection, scheduling repairs, and managing move-in and move-out processes. 50 properties, $91 commission per property per month, totaling $4,550. Scale up to 150 properties, build a small team, and generate a significant revenue stream by taking on tasks that most property owners would gladly outsource. Stefan didn't implement all 6 of these business models. He focused on 3. However, he realized that all of them met the same 3 criteria, and these became his primary tools. First filter, does the customer pay you at least once a month without you having to reach out to them? Laundromats, storage facilities, pest control, property management, vending machines. In the right locations, they all pass this test. These rely not on needs, but on habits. Clothes get dirty constantly. Belongings pile up constantly. Bugs keep getting into the house. Second filter, is the customer's decision-making process seamless? No one gathers the family to debate a $12 car wash. No one does a budget calculation to decide whether to buy a soda from a vending machine. Small prices fall below the emotional radar. This makes your income more stable and predictable. Third filter, can you own or control the asset that forms the foundation of cash flow over time? Washing machines, storage space and land, vending machines, and delivery routes. This third filter changes everything because you're not just generating income, you're building an asset that appreciates in value. This is exactly what changed Harry's results. He stopped asking which business idea could go viral and started asking which one in my city already passes these 3 filters and whose owner wants to sell. At age 32, Stefan's net worth was likely $5,000. 6 years later, by the time he turned 38, the situation had completely changed. He still wore the same style of jeans. He drove a practical car. He didn't post much on social media. However, the loan he'd taken out for his laundry business was nearly paid off, and the business was worth approximately $341,000. His remaining stake in the warehouse partnership was worth $27,000. If the vending machine route were sold, it would fetch about $89,000 based on the typical profit multiple. When he added his modest home, purchased with the money he'd saved and invested in index funds, his net worth at age 38 exceeded $1 million. There was no single turning point. There was no viral moment. There was just a slow, steady, and cumulative increase in wealth that people walked past without noticing. And now people call him lucky. They see the numbers, they see the business, but they don't see the nights he spent reading washing machine technical specifications and tenant management software. So what does that tell you, my friend? First of all, you don't need to rush into becoming a business owner right away. Every week, on a quiet afternoon, browse through listings for real brick and mortar businesses, not online dropshipping stores, but service oriented businesses that have been in operation for years. Look at laundromats, vending machine routes, small warehouses, pest control companies, car washes, or property management firms. Filter each listing using Harry's 3 questions. Do customers pay at least once a month? Does every transaction go smoothly? Can you eventually own or control the underlying asset? Second, don't underestimate small cash flows. The $1,317 from the laundromat didn't change Stefan's life overnight, but it changed his direction. It proved he could make money not just by the hour, but as a business owner. Then the vending machine added $2,413. The storage unit added $1,594. Saving up ordinary things is the way to make the numbers interesting. Third, accept that tedium is a filter for you just as much as it is for the business. Can you tolerate repetition? Can you walk past your own machines, units, and trucks for weeks on end, making small adjustments, tracking simple graphs, and resisting the urge to chase the next shiny thing? If your answer is yes, you're already one step ahead of most people. Here's what you can do tonight. Choose one of the 6 boring categories that fits your city. Just one. If you live in a densely populated neighborhood, it could be a laundromat or a small storage facility. If you live in a sprawling suburb, it could be pest control or lawn care. If you're near a busy traffic route, maybe a vending machine or a car wash. Then write down 3 concrete steps. Maybe spend 30 minutes finding the 5 laundromats in your area and note which ones look run down. Maybe look at vending machine route lists and record the prices. Maybe call a property manager and ask what bothers them the most. These are small steps, but small, mundane steps were exactly what got Stefan started. You don't have to copy Stefan's formula exactly, my friend. Just copy the principle. Embrace the ordinary, serve the need, not the trend. Build a steady monthly cash flow. If you do this with discipline and give it enough months, enough years, one day you'll look back, and others will call you lucky. But you'll know it's not luck. It's discipline and consistency. Best of luck to you already.